Okay. Yo, so boom. Let me just go right here. Yo, today we are gonna be talking about. Oh, now it's live. Okay, bam.
I was
So,
gonna say,
so today we're gonna be talking about gateway animes. Gateway animes is basically like somebody who's new to anime or new to a specific genre of anime, and they want a certain anime to watch in order to kind of dive more into the anime itself.
mm,
So, for example, you can if somebody never watched action type anime, and that's probably barely right. Like action type probably up there with comedy, and then what I'm saying. But if they never watched it, kind of dive more. Whoa, man, hold on, wait a minute. There you go. If they never watched it, then what would be an anime that you recommend that they start off with, and then would that anime lead them to figure out more and more animes that come up? Uh,
mhm.
so we can keep it simplified or we can keep it organized. So it depends on what you want to do.
I,
If we keep it organized, and we can go by genre recommendations.
right off the bat, I got one. I hooked my one friend, who I quote, "Anime is stupid." Got his ass hooked into anime.
Okay. All right, go ahead, bro.
I gave him. I said, "I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna give you one of the new ones. I'm gonna give you a classic that everyone loved, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood."
Okay. Now why?
Why? First of all, one, it's not. It doesn't have the over the top quote. I'll just call them anime moments. Like there's a few kind of thrown in there a little bit with little silly moments, but generally it's a fairly serious anime. It's got a pretty good plot. The powers aren't over the top, it's not like Dragon Ball Z, oh, let me blow up the planet. It's like, nah, bro. Alchemy, there's limits to it. All their abilities, I would say, are relatively unique. So it's, like not everyone shoots ki blasts or flies around like owls, like Full Metal, controls his metal, makes armor. You got Mustang, who's the fire alchemist. You got the Armstrong using stones and shit.
Mm-hmm.
People who have lightning to some dude who has fire and ice. Everyone's got a unique power. They take the time to explain the worlds and how the powers work. Villain's pretty good, and it's got a nice flow.
Okay.
It's a solid starting point because it's not too over the top and it's not too underwhelming.
All right.
It's like in the sweet spot.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So
It's a great read.
you prefer Brotherhood over the first one, right?
The first one had everything in it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Because remember, it's up to a certain point that it's
Yeah.
no longer canon. But
Hmm.
somebody who's into anime, who's just getting started in anime, they're not gonna care about canon and stuff yet.
Right, exactly.
So
He's
technically, wouldn't you give it the first Full Metal and then go into Brotherhood to see the difference, or would you switch that
I would say Brotherhood first.
Brotherhood
Just
first?
because well, one, it's the animation's cleaned up a little better. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of helps with people getting into it if they're new to anime
Okay.
versus showing them something that's much older. And it focuses on the main plot. So it's like, all right, here's where we start, here's where we're going. Cool. And you're, all right, none of that. The original has more. It has all the little side quests and stuff, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But how it looks probably would kind of piss people off too, because they're like, I'm not gonna sit and watch this old ass cartoon.
Okay.
And some of the other side stuff they might not really care about. They just want to see the main plot. So I would say go with Brotherhood first to see the like main plot, and then if you're curious about all the other stuff, go back to Brotherhood. I'm not saying Brotherhood is bad either,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just there's that, I'll just call it like a animation quality wall that will turn off people immediately to it.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Then I'm gonna have to go Dragon Ball. Not
Okay,
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball,
Dragon
the
Ball.
initial. I got
Right.
you. All right.
So Dragon Ball itself is kind of is what basically One Piece was. It's
Hmm.
you had a treasure goal right then and there, right? For Luffy, it's um, to be the Pirate King and find the One Piece, right? Two
Hmm.
things, right? For Goku and Bulma, it was to find the Dragon Balls, right? And mind you, it is technically can be viewed as a children's cartoon anime, but
Hmm.
it's not though. It's literally a young adult anime, right? Which means you get all that little kinky shit, or whatever, right? But it then lays out the story as to why a lot of um, shonen anime characters kind of how to relate to Goku. Like Goku, this is how you start to see him develop into a hero, even though if you look at original text, he's more of a fighter than a hero,
Mm.
right? When it came to America, we made him a hero, right? Like the dialogue was. This is why there's a difference between Kai and Dragon Ball Z's dialogue. Is Kai goes straight from the anime, I mean from the manga. So like for example, Goku's whole speech: "I am the universe. I am the one who destroys dark and evil." Da, 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 that big speech we loved as a kid, not real. It's not canon, right? Goku's whole thing was, "I am a Saiyan from Earth, came here to fuck you up," basically. Like that was it, right? So not Dragon Ball Z. I'm not talking about that. Happy Go Lucky Dragon Ball has action. Starts off a comedy off rip, right? And you will see if you pay attention to it, you will see one of the biggest character developments in the show, right? A lot of people don't realize. A lot of people make jokes about now Goku has no character development. He does the same things every time. If you look in Dragon Ball, Goku is a naive little kid who doesn't know women from men. Like he doesn't. He looks at a threat as a threat. He will kill the threat. Like you're a bad person. He fucks you up. Like it's not even no question. He kicked a grenade in. I'm just saying. He kicked a grenade in a dude's face and did not even give a damn. Like you know what I'm saying. Mm. Then you see why he changed all that. You see why he became smarter, and they actually have a whole development phase for that. You see why he became smarter. You see why he's humbled. Right? You see why he needs to become stronger. Because that wasn't his goal to become stronger. That was not the goal. Dragon Ball Z and shit, that was the goal. But when they started off Dragon Ball, that wasn't his goal. Master Roshi made it his goal. Right? Basically, because Master Roshi, this is a spoiler for those who haven't watched the 30, 40-year-old cartoon. But Master Roshi entered the world tournament just because he felt Goku needed to know somebody's going to always be out there that's stronger than him. And proceeded to whoop his ass, right? How is that not character development? Right? That whole teaching is why Goku is who he is, right? Then you know what I'm saying? But no, the mercy part is Android 8. Android 8, mind you, people don't realize this. When Goku ran into the Red Ribbon Army and started to fuck their shit up, he was killing them. He wasn't just knocking them out. Like people don't realize that Goku was actually killing these dudes, bro. You think you could just beat up a whole army and then they're gonna disband? No. What?
You gotta murk them.
Yeah, he literally murked them, bro. And Android 8 had to tell him, don't be like them. Don't be a killer. Don't be better than them. What happens now? Goku, every time there's a villain, Goku's like, I'm gonna give you a chance. Right? I'm gonna give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? You can get these hands, you know what I'm saying? So Dragon Ball definitely opens that up, especially because you can't take. In the beginning, you don't have to take Dragon Ball serious, right? So it starts off comedy, a little bit of action, then it becomes an action with a little bit of comedy. So Dragon Ball is definitely a good gateway.
Okay. This is still one of my favorites. I'm gonna say Big O. That's still one of my That's one of my classic favorites, and I think it's a gateway into any anime that has mecha. So like Gundam or any of those others.
Okay. Now
Gundam was obviously still around at this time.
Yeah.
But Big O was an interesting alternative. It wasn't like some super high tech. It wasn't like a super high tech dude in like a super weapon that was built for like all out space warfare. It was like nah. He was some rich billionaire who was like, hey yo, all this shit is annoying. Let me build myself a giant ass robot to fight back. And that's what it was. It was basically like having Batman or Iron Man.
I'm about to say, I knew he was gonna say Batman.
That's basically what it was. He just focuses money differently. He didn't build a small little suit. He's not like a vigilante. He's like, no, during like most of the time, he's just at parties or at meetings and just chilling. And then it's like, oh, there's a monster attacking the city. And he's like, well, I gotta go, you know. And he walks away and presses his watch, and Big O pops out, and he just starts fighting shit.
So a good one for mecha types.
I think it's a good gateway into there.
Oh,
also, you know, giant robots fighting giant monsters.
Yeah,
it's a classic fight people want to see.
I could watch the Power Rangers.
Nah, bro. His finishing move was always His finishing move is what also made it really dope. He grabs their face and he slides the trigger forward and just blows up their head every time. Like he had the piston on the back of the elbow. Yeah, every time he did that. I mean,
but the Power Rangers used to slice their opponent up and nothing happened to them until they turned around and did the yeah, like they just pull it, yeah, and then the whole city blow up, everybody died, but they don't tell you shit about that in cartoons, right? Like like in the damn Power Rangers, every time they pose with the Megazord, mind you, and mind you, the monster blows up when they fall. Right, so they done fell on a shit ton of people and buildings, and then blew up, right? And then the Power Rangers is just gonna pose like, yeah, we did it. You just killed somebody, grandma, dog. What are you talking about?
But to be fair, in Big
Uh-huh.
O, he was aware of collateral damage.
Oh,
Like he would always try and pull them into the river or some shit. He would not like if they're in the city streets, he would try and get them out of the streets because he's like, there's buildings everywhere. I
okay.
can't be like getting all these people killed. Sometimes it couldn't be helped. He got through into a building that's like, damn man, you kind of just killed a couple thousand people.
Okay,
But he
I
was good
give
about
that.
it.
I give it that. I give it that. Like
He was good about it.
a lot of those animes and cartoons, they don't factor in the people and casualties. Right? They don't do that. So,
He always
all
tried
right,
to get them out at first.
I'll give them that. I'll give them that. All right. Sword fighting for some new age, it'll be Sword Art, Sword Art Online. But everybody knows me, Samurai Champloo, right?
Classic,
Hit
classic.
me up. This is where it's an old anime, but it's a new anime at the same time. Like
Mm,
if you were to rerun Samurai Champloo today, you would think it still had today's quality, right?
mm.
Because the scenery, the action scenes, the music was
Beautiful.
legendary, right? The storyline, like all that stuff, was today's modern day anime standards, right?
Mm,
The thing is, though, the reason why you kind of like it is because episode one goes straight into the point, right? It goes straight. You now know what to be aware of when you go to episode one. Episode one off rip. Uh, Mugen, he you see his fighting style and shit. He's aloof, but he loves to get the job done, right? He's chill as fuck. His fighting style is somewhat related to like a drunken fist, where it's
mm.
like it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing, right? I think it's Jin. I think Jin, if I'm not mistaken. He's more of the silent, get shit done, leave. Like he's basically just to get shit done. I don't got no time to fool around. Da, 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 da. And then you got the girl, forgot her name too. It's always Mugen because Mugen was my favorite dude. But she's the quirky. I can't fight, but I'm like the plans of the shit. Like
Mm.
you know what I'm saying.
I got
So basically, like, and if you look at it, or if you look at it, a lot of animes have that trifecta where it's like the clumsy but strong male who everybody clearly likes,
you.
the
Mm.
cool but calm other male who everybody seems to like relate to, right? And then you got the quirky but annoying female who's the brains of the group. You start to see a lot of animes have that trifecta, right? I'm just saying that's literally where you start to see it. And with Samurai Champloo episode one, you get as much action as you need off rip, right? Somebody you automatically hate in the episode already gets their comeuppance twice, right? You know what I'm saying? And they don't hesitate to hold back on the blood and gore and things like they don't hesitate, right? But it also goes into how they translate old school Japan to be like,
Mm.
right? So around the time of the samurai, these are the things that would happen. People would hire samurai off rip, like all that stuff. So, in my opinion, it's a good anime to introduce for like sword fighting genre, samurai genre.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go with one that's a couple years newer.
Mhm.
Bleach. Bleach. All right, so you like samurais. You're like, all right, cool. Bleach has samurais, but then they start sprinkling in a little bit of Japanese lore with like yokai and shit. Like there's hollows running around, which are evil spirits that either hunt down other spirits that are around, or they go after living people, which is a problem. And then there's
Mhm.
soul reapers, whose job it is to kill hollows. And it focuses on Ichigo, who's quote unquote a normal everyday teenager, which I always bash anime for this. Like, ah, oh, hi, I'm 17, bro. You look 30, all right. Like they rarely look young. Ichigo is supposed to be like 17. He looks 35
Yeah, nice.
at all
He looks
times,
all this shit.
and he starts off basic. and is in a life or death situation, and he's asked by Soul Reaper, he's like, "Do you want to save your family?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, I'll do anything for my family." Okay, and he gets Soul Reaper powers, and he can now fight Hollows. But then it's taboo for a Soul Reaper to give a human their powers, and then you get the whole Soul Society involved. I'm generalizing a lot of this shit. I'm not going into details.
Uh-huh.
But what really gets you with Bleach is one, character development. Ichigo basically starts off once he gets his powers as he's a musclehead. He's like, I'm just gonna swing really hard and kill shit.
Yeah.
Very quickly he learns that ain't gonna work. You can kill basic hollows with that, but then he has to learn tactics and stuff to fight them, which Rukia teaches him. And then when he starts fighting people from Soul Society, he's like, oh damn, I ain't shit, because they dumpster him,
Yeah.
especially Byakuya.
Yeah.
Dumpsters him without him even realizing it. I swear, Bleach was definitely one of the animes that really made they just walk past you in the blood spray. Bleach has phenomenal blood spray. If you ever see people get caught.
The only issue I have with Bleach,
Mm.
right, is after the Soul Society arc,
Mm.
you lose so much interest in the show.
Fair, very fair.
Because it's as if they didn't know what to do during, like, after that whole tobacco, that big reveal of Aizen and all that, like that whole thing. And then it's like, all right, everything's back to normal, guys. It's like, no. No. I mean, they tried to. They tried to have, now they're trying to switch back and forth. Now you have people on Earth, Ichigo doing his thing on Earth. And you still got all the stuff in the Soul Society, right? Like, that was, it alternates now. It's no longer just an Earth show. It's Soul Society and thing. But that's, for a lot of people, I feel like that was a turnoff. Even for me, it was a turnoff only because of the fact that I no longer understood what the show was about anymore. Like, especially because now I didn't know what the fuck. Like, here I was thinking Ichigo became a hollow because he almost came a hollow in the hole and shit. Turns out that's not what the reason he's becoming a hollow. The reason he became a hollow is because some other shit of X, Y, and Z, and his mom was a mom, and his dad was his dad's father, and all that. Like, it's just so much. And it's not plot armor because they explain it, but at the same time, it's fucking plot armor, bro. This man Ichigo is everything in the history of Soul Society. He's every
Talk about it the one.
human, demon, angel, god, Satan. He's everything. He has a drop of blood from everybody, and it's like, how the fuck did that happen? And they try to explain it, but I ain't gonna buy that bullshit, bro. I ain't gonna buy that. You know what I mean?
Honestly, the Fullbring arc was trash in my opinion. I hated that arc so much.
See, I lost so much interest. I don't even know what the fuck the
arc that brought
Fullbring
me
is.
back- Bro, the arc that brought me back was the Arankars. That arc
Okay, that I'll give you that.
brought me back. Oh my god. Especially people are like, oh, Grimjow. I'm like, nah. Grimjow, he's just a jackass. He's strong, but he's not a unique character. Ukiora, yo. So much swagger with so little words. He popped up and said like, yo, give up, it's over. He straight up told Ichigo, he's like, yo, this is over. Ichigo's like, oh nah, bro. And he's like, all right, bro. Dumpsters him. Twice.
I'll counter you though. I'll counter you. Gateway. Instead of Yu Yu Hakusho, instead of Bleach is Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
So of course, yeah.
Bleach is, if you take Yu Yu Hakusho and add the whole, not even the Japanese lore, because Yu Yu Hakusho plays on that,
Yeah.
but just the samurai version, right?
Okay.
Also, if you look at Bleach and how much it relates to Yu Yu Hakusho, what happens at the end of Yu Yu Hakusho, spoiler alert, it turns out Yusuke is related to a powerful being, and apparently this is why Yusuke is almost like special the entire show. What happens in Bleach? Turns out this motherfucker related to God himself, and it turns out why he's special the entire show, right? Same thing with the only difference is, I think, so what I think Yusuke and Yu Yu Hakusho do is, one, they introduce the whole spirit side, right? Not like Sailor Moon's like, we are powerful now. Like, no, not that. I'm talking about, like, when you die, this is the other side, and the reason why you're safe. Bleach is Yu Yu Hakusho after you drink bleach. God damn. That's some real shit though. But what it does is, now with the Yu Yu Hakusho, same way Bleach does, is that this is happening without you noticing because you can't see it, right? Then you got Team Urameshi though. I think Team Urameshi, other than the Z Fighters, if not better than the Z Fighters, is the best group up ever in anime, right? Because of the fact that everybody not only had their own arc, but everybody ain't no pushover, right? If the most powerful demon comes in, Yusuke isn't the only person that can defeat him. They just let him do it. They're like, we gotta have Yusuke do this, so we could go do this, right? If you go to Z Fighters, the only people that can deal with the villains are Saiyans, right? Which is why, and Piccolo, right? Which is why when TN and Z stood up to Cell and was basically like Tri-Beam and, subdued him a bit, everybody's like, oh shit. And it's not because of the fact that he was hurting Cell. It's just like, this is a dude who clearly, if Cell wanted to, can smack the dog eye out of him and make him 2 eyes instead of 3. But no, right? But then besides that point, the Dark Tournament arc, one of the best in anime, period, right? Yusuke no longer like Ichigo is not about punches no more. Now it's all about tactics, right? Kurobara not about punches no more, all about tactics. Hiei is now acting more sensitive, and then Kurama is at peace with his human side. So you have all these characters develop all at once, right? And it had an equal balance throughout the entire show. You wasn't just focused on Yusuke. Yusuke wasn't the only person you cared about, right? When it comes to Bleach, I ain't gonna lie. If it ain't about Ichigo, who the fuck cares, right? I mean, Chad's cool. I fucks with Chad.
Yo, they did him dirty, bro.
See,
I really did him
fucks with
dirty.
Chad though, because Chad was funny in the beginning. This man said, "Where do I hit?" And he was a smack in the air and shit. She's like, "Turn around," and he just clocked one a hollow and shit. I'm like, that's my boy, right? I want to see what happens with him. Everybody else, I don't really care for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not like that. So what Yu Yu Hakusho does, in my opinion, is episode 1 automatically has you sad for what's gonna happen, right? You think, damn, they didn't even waste 5 seconds and your main character died. Boom. Not 5 seconds, right? Then you're kind of emotionally tied because you want to see how his journey goes in the dead. By episode 2, you get the whole Spirit Detective thing, and you start to see it's not only about him. Now Kuwabara's involved, right? And he doesn't have to be. So we're now invested in Kuwabara, right? They're the 1-2 punch, of course, but everybody was caring more. Everybody was caring as much for Kuwabara as they were Yusuke, and I think it's one of the only animes, in my opinion, to have a good balance like that.
I got you. I'm gonna go to a newer one. If you had never been watching anime and it's like, oh, it's 2000, it's 2019, 2020. What should I watch? And someone be like, hey, yo, you should watch Demon Slayer. Bro, Demon Slayer, first of all, I'm not even going to talk about the plot or any of that yet. Bro, it is a beautiful anime.
It's beautiful.
Like, it is gorgeous.
Straight up.
Like, when they're drawing the forests and the towns, like, you're like,
they took their time.
I don't know if any of you have seen the movie too, bro. It is beautifully animated. Mm-hmm. You're like, yo, that shit is right there. 2, samurais. Everyone loves samurais. Everyone loves seeing sword fighting. There's different styles, but actually, this is something I really appreciate with how they accentuate a different style. He uses a water style. There's literally water incorporated into every slash. Fire, lightning, everyone's unique with their style. Like, normally it's like, oh, well, he just fights a little differently. It's like, no. It's like, this is clearly a water style.
Oh, yeah, plot twist. They're not actually using water, fire, or none of that. It's just how they fight.
Yeah, it's just, they use it to accentuate the style.
Yeah.
Which really helps. So, like, when Zenitsu goes in for his lightning slash and dash, instantly he crackles across the screen with lightning. There's not really lightning there. He's just fast as shit.
Yep.
When he's using the water slash, the water just accentuate how his blade is just flowing across his enemies like water.
Yep.
And then it's like the main character, he's, in my opinion, he's a little bit too emotional for me sometimes. Like,
I mean, the man. Oh, shit was good, bro. That's my cousin right there. but look, the man literally had his family killed episode 1, bro.
No, that part was fine. I had no problem
I'd
with
be pissed as shit, bro.
that. Yeah. No, his anger was there, was understandable.
but all right, okay. I know you're gonna agree with this one. I know you're gonna agree with this one. Great anime to gateway you into more anime is Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Attack on
Hell
Titan.
yes. 100%.
Mind you, when Attack on Titan first came out, I believe it was like 2012, right around 2012, 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it first came out, me and my boys were already into anime. We got Kiss Anime on our shit, like all that stuff, right?
Mm.
Attack on Titan comes out. My boy tells me to watch it. I'm like, cool, because only 2 episodes came out when he told me to watch it. Opening scene off rip was banging, right?
Everyone was like,
everybody jumping up in the sky at the same time. I'm like, yo, what's this about, right? Like, what's going on? And it's all peaceful, right? It's like it's a calm, peaceful anime. You're like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. Next thing I know, thunder come down, and then motherfucker kicking the wall. Now his mama dead, right? And then he got all the horses, they dead. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, hold on. It was just a peaceful day. How you gonna do that to me as the viewer? Like, how you gonna do that, right? And then don't get me wrong, Aaron was fucking annoying in the beginning, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna kill all the Titans. But you kind of had to cheer for him. You kind of got invested in him. Oh, my damn cat. You kind of had to invest in him and stuff like that, right? I think it was like episode 3 or 4. It's like Aaron's like, yeah, I'm about to kill all the Titans. That man gets eaten right there, bro.
You're like, oh shit, wait, what?
And mind you, it wasn't like the eating where it's like, oh, he's clearly gonna climb out the mouth and stuff like that. That man's arm, and I think his leg just came off.
His leg got lopped off.
It's like right there, it was gone. And I'm sitting here like, oh shit, plot twist. Aaron ain't the main character, right? That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, maybe Armin is the main character, right? That's what I was thinking, right? Just to see this motherfucker turn into a Titan, and then in the episode after they explain how he did it, but just to see that motherfucker turn into a Titan, I'm like, nah, bro, I need to stay invested in this anime, bro. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but this is some good shit right here, bro. Like, no bull, bro. Like, man.
One of the subtle things I appreciate though, like when they like do some of the hard punches, when they do that little highlight of the muscles, like when he knocked that first Titans head off and he hit it, and you just saw the muscles,
it was like,
and I was like, yo, that was a nice touch.
That was
great
tough.
animation, great plot. The soundtrack is fucking
Soundtrack's amazing,
bro.
It checked off. It literally, in my honest opinion, it checked off everything a great animated. I would give it a 10 out of 10 if it was not for the ending. Now they may change it in the anime, but for the manga, horrible ending. Straight up dookie. It's trash, right? You had this great story and you just fucked it up, like at the end. Cause remember, I think most writers they say the ending makes the story. Because everybody remembers the journey, but you always remember the ending. Right? How you remember everything that happened in Harry Potter? Not really. Right? If you watch the movie, you can remember. But you remember how that shit ended, didn't you? You remember how that shit ended, right? Like, that's just how it goes. He said, I should have kept watching it. You bro, it's
Please
online.
Do.
It's online. That's what I'm saying. That's all.
And real talk, like, they kept, the other part that, like, kept me, like, really put me in, they, like, when they introduced Levi, they're like, oh, Captain Levi's here. They're like, oh, he's the ultra badass. And you like, you see him dropping Titans, you're like, okay, yeah, he's pretty good. That's cool. But nothing special. I've seen the cool character in many animes. But then when you see him fight the female Titan, that was when you realize, like, oh nah, he's different.
When he spins like a fucking Beyblade, bro. Like,
Yo,
that animation go out.
Bro, because that was what you knew. Because at first you're like, oh, he's just like the typical, oh, he's like the cool character is really good. It's like, no, he's another level.
Yeah.
Another level.
But I'll give him this though. You didn't see peak Levi until it came to the whole Kenny situation.
Bro.
That's when you saw peak Levi. When it went from Kenny to the to when he took down that Titan army that the Beast Titan had.
When you saw him going ham.
And he just lost, like, it's not he lost consciousness, but he faded. He was like, yeah,
when he was pure rage, bro.
You just
And when he 1v1 the Beast Titan with no problem,
twice.
I love the flashback too. When he sliced up his hand and he's like, huh? And he's like, oh yeah, there's one human you should never fight.
Yep.
That's Levi. Don't fight him.
Oh
And he's like,
my God.
oh.
And he tried to run too. He tried to, actually no. Now look at it 3 times. 3 times he got him.
Yep, you got him 3 times.
That's just wild to me. But like I said, Attack on Titan is a 9.999997 anime. Like I said, it's just the ending that's horrible. But the ending hasn't happened yet in the anime, so it's still not a 10. Still a 10. But that's definitely a gateway. Definitely a gateway. First 5 episodes, you just hooked.
You already pulled in. Oh
You know
my God. Let's see. For the culture of black people,
Okay.
one that really got us, Afro Samurai. One, main character is Samuel L. Jackson,
Yep.
the GOAT.
Yeah.
That alone, you're like, oh, it's him? He's voicing Afro?
Yep.
Number 2, just representation. Anime is Japanese, so generally you don't really see black people.
Mm-hmm.
Have the black guy be the main character and be like the world's best samurai that everyone's trying to kill, and he keeps dumpstering whoever walks up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking dope. Soundtrack.
That first
Great.
episode, bro. That first episode where he was fighting like the whole army, and the motherfucker shot at him, and he split the bullet into like 16 pieces, and it killed everybody behind him. I'm like,
He was a problem. Afro was
that shit. That's the face you make when you have like some sour Skittles. You eat it.
You're like,
ooh. Like, oh my God, when you smell something stink. That's crazy.
what did you? I keep forgetting the dude's name. The dude that was always following him around. What was his name?
I forgot, but he's also Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, it's not his conscious, right?
It is conscious.
It's his conscious.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
he's
always just talking.
It's because shit. Afro doesn't talk. If you really look at it, so his consciousness is the one that always says some shit. That's all it is, right? It's kind of a way to say like, Afro himself is a silent character. Right? He doesn't want to talk to nobody, but his mind isn't. Right? Kind of like I think Key and Peele played on it with Obama. Yeah, it's like Obama's like what he really means thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's how it was.
And like, especially when you watched Afro, like he wasn't a bad person. Like if you were chilling, he had no problem with you. He wasn't gonna try and kill you unless you had the bandana. But other than that, nah, he was chilling. But you come at him, he's not showing you mercy. He's taking your head, 100%.
Facts.
Everybody that came at him learned real quick.
that was for the culture, and even though it's a samurai type of anime, the samurai is not the one that wins the headband. It's the fighter.
Yeah.
Right. So you can meet boxers. You can meet people that will poison you. You can gunslingers, all that stuff. It's all about winning. That's it. All right. Afro just so happens to be a samurai, so it's not all about samurai shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of confusing of the times they're in because you have one character having literally headphones and a CD player in his hand, so it's like really confusing. I got you with a classic. Okay. Classic Gateway. It's more of it's a mystery anime, and everybody should know this because I'm watching it now though because I never got a chance to watch it growing up. Case Closed.
Bro, I don't think I watched that.
See what I'm talking about?
Google that.
So it's about a kid. It's about a dude, right? It's about a dude who goes around solving mysteries. He's transformed into a kid though, because the poison that was about to kill him actually turned him into a kid. So he's hiding as a kid with his supposed lover. Right? She doesn't know that's him. Like she thinks it's just a kid, and her father, who's also a detective. Right, the kid or the main character, he was so good at his job, he was putting the girlfriend's father out of business. But now that he's gone, he's working with the father. And the key thing is he's a kid, so nobody listens to him. So what he does is he knocks out the dad in the crime scenes. He knocks him out, hides behind a chair, and then copies his voice. If you remember correctly, you remember RDC World?
Yeah.
Remember their first skit where it's like, when you love anime too much?
I got you. Yeah.
Okay, remember when he was hiding behind the couch while his friend was knocked out and he had
Oh,
the bow
that's what that was
tie?
from.
That's case closed. Yes, that's it right there. Detective Conan, you already know. You already know, Stefan. So I think so. I'm watching it now and I'm like embedded in it. Right, the first two episodes, already gave me the vibes of like Law and Order SVU type shit, bro. I was like, yeah, I need to see what's gonna happen next. I need to see what's gonna happen, right? But then what also happens is this is an anime where it looks like it's for kids. Again, it looks like it's for kids. There is a murder in every single scene, bro. There is a murder in every episode of the anime, fam, and they have to figure out the murder, and it's old anime, so you're expecting like the twists and turns and things like that. But I ain't gonna lie, some of these twists got me too, right? Because I expected the twist, but they twisted the twist. I'm sitting here like, okay, you smarter than me for now. All right, next episode I'm gonna get your ass, right? That's how you start thinking about it. So it's definitely a good anime, and so far it looks like it's about 200 something episodes. So kind of clearly it was good, right? Like animes barely get past 12, just to put in that perspective.
If they're bad, they don't go far.
Yeah, they don't go like whenever I see an anime at 12, either two things: either the manga was discontinued, right? Or the writer just stopped, right? If it's a horrible anime, it will, of course, it's gonna have bad ratings and things like that. But if it's a horrible anime, then what will happen is the 12th episode will have more questions than answers, which basically means we cut this shit. We did not like it. Right? That's how it is. Like most animes I know go for 12 episodes, and if you do great in that 12 episodes, then they expand past that, right? Even can't watch a damn thing. Yes, sir, bro. Like it's just weird. Um, some animes I've watched, it was fucking good, and then episode 12 comes. I'm like, is it a season two? Ain't no season two.
Damn.
Ain't no season two. Um, have you been able to see Tokyo Revengers yet?
My brother's watching it, and he's telling me, "Yo, you gotta watch
You
it."
gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
It's
See,
good.
see, I'm gonna give y'all another one. Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers is about a kid, and you know Erased.
Mm.
I know you've seen Erased before.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of like that, but he has an on and off switch. So
Okay.
Tokyo Revengers is about a kid whose girlfriend was murdered, right? And he was there. He saw it, right? And it was a local, not even local, a Japanese big gang that killed him. And he was once part of this gang when he was a kid, like a little underling. So what happens is he has the ability to go into the past by touching the girlfriend's little brother's hand.
Okay.
Right? The first time he does it, he tells the little brother, like basically, when you grow up, protect your sister, basically, right?
Mm.
Not even 2 seconds into the anime though, he's pushed onto a train, like a train rail,
Mm.
and who's to save him? The little brother, right? So it kind of is like a time loop, but it's not. So the beginning's a time loop because he told the little brother when he first went back. So this was all right, so this was supposed to happen. This is why it's confusing, but it's not. He gets pushed onto the rail, right? This is his first time going back in time. Like during that time, he gets pushed onto the rail. He then tells his little brother, "Watch out for your sister, right? Do everything you can to watch out for your sister." This causes the little brother to become a cop in the future, right? Who does he get saved by when he got pushed on the road? The little brother. So within that millisecond of time, he then saved himself. He saved himself because little brother knew he was gonna be there because of what he told him in the past, right? Yeah. Now, what the little brother and him are doing is they're sending him back in the past to figure out why his girlfriend died, right? Why his girlfriend died. And here's the crazy part about it, right? That's why it's kind of a feel good anime, but it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. it's gang life,
Mm.
but not gang life like how we're used to. It's gang life as in they're just a group of dudes. They're not. They call themselves delinquents. They're all delinquents, but they're not raising trouble. Like they just want to bike out, do what they can. Da 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 da. Motherfuckers get stabbed. Motherfuckers get shot, and the main character can't win a fight for his life. So imagine that he is part of that gang, and he cannot win a single fight for his life. You actually get introduced to him in the past, fucked up. He fucked up, right? That's the crazy part. But you're so embedded in the story because every episode is a cliffhanger. Because you want to know how this shit ends, and you can't because the next episode has another twist. And then the next episode has another twist. And then they give you like a calm episode. Everybody's happy. Da, da, da. Bam! Another twist. Like, I'm sitting here like, I gotta wait for the next episode. No, but I just watched, I think I was on episode 18 or 28. I forgot. I lost count. But I just watched it tonight. Slime should be coming out tonight too.
Bro, I gotta start watching the new season.
It is good.
I've been chilling. I know people were like, "Yo, it's getting up there." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Reincarnated as a Slime is such a good anime. Keith, I do recommend it to you. Stefan, I know you probably watched it already.
Bro, it's like really on the map though. Like when it came out, people are like, "Oh shit,
Yeah,
it's kind of cool."
that's the thing though. Like when you look at animes like reincarnation, it always follows the same story. You get reincarnated as some OP ass motherfucker, right? But this time it's somebody who was reincarnated and is staying, right? Most of the other reincarnations they fulfill their journey and then they go back to their normal world and all that shit. This motherfucker is staying.
This is essentially his second life.
Yep, and the fact that he's a slime was the best part. My boy Veldora, yeah, Veldora.
It's hilarious.
Fam, I had to rewatch some of his scenes, man. I'm so happy they brought him back as a human too. Like, oh my god, bro, he's such. I've seen it as I scrolled by.
Y'all watch it.
Ah.
It's really good.
You gotta watch it, fam. You gotta watch it. But yeah, so let me give my final ones. I'm gonna put a list. I'm gonna give 3. It's gonna be quick. Number 1, Death Note. Again, this is another mystery type. Not really mystery, really, but it's like detective versus smart guy type of situation. Death Note is so popular now they had to do live action that adaptation twice. so that's number 1. Number 2 is a pair, and it's a trio, and they're called anime that aren't anime. So I'm gonna give you the 3: Samurai Jack,
Fuck yeah, bro.
Boondocks,
Yes.
Avatar: Last Airbender.
Got you.
Right?
Agreed.
These are cartoons that will put you into the anime world, right? As a kid, we grew up watching them, and if you were a kid growing up watching them, that means your ass was staying up all night watching Adult Swim when you know your ass shouldn't. So that's neither there. And then the third, I'm not gonna say Naruto. Only because you don't get interested in Naruto off rip.
No.
You get interested around the land of waves, the bridge, right? With Zabuza.
Yeah.
That's when you truly get interested in Naruto. I would say, and appreciate you for coming through, QC. I would say those are my shows. See, exactly. See, this next one gets me because I'm like, should I read it? Okay, so let's do it. Fairy Tail.
Okay.
This is why I say Fairy Tail, right? Fairy Tail comes off as comedic, right? It's the basic shonen, right? Basically, this person has ideals, power, friendship, blah, 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 right? But for all my dudes out there, you're introduced to a girl who clearly is overdeveloped, right? That's number 1, right? Number 2, for some reason, as you watch Fairy Tail more, Natsu ends up being the guy for you, like the guy, right? And when you start to see his rage modes, it's as equivalent to when you saw Naruto go Nine Tails,
Mhm.
right? Like when he's like, "I'll kill you." Da, da, da. That's Natsu himself, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not, "Oh, this is my dragon side and shit." No, that's that motherfucker. You punch somebody, this man like, I'm on your ass, right? That's just how it goes, right? But besides all that, it's the fact that Fairy Tale, all the actiony and stuff like that, is about wizards. Everybody loves magic type of anime. So when you have a magic type of anime that's not only popular but has a storyline, good arcs, right? I think peak would be the tournament arc they had, right? And it's tournament arc and the island arc, right? When you have those two, uh, with the time skip as well, those are the ones you actually got interested. You're like, damn, what's going on? Da, da, da. And unlike Naruto and things like that, you can't use word of mouth to persuade your villains. You can't do that. Right? You can't use talk no jutsu. All right. The power of friend. You know what's funny? The power of friendship is real, but not in the way that people think. If you truly look at Fairy Tale from start to finish, the two people who should never have had any issues with any villain is Natsu and Ursa. You know what I'm
Urza's
saying?
got literally got the perfect adaptive ability for every and
Is
every
that
situation.
not only that? Urza is part dragon. You know what I'm saying? When you put her power, mind you, the only reason they got stronger is because plot said they needed to be even more stronger, right? But they already had those abilities. They always had that power, right? It's not like Dragon Ball Z where they had to learn new jutsus. And, I mean, that's Dragon Ball Z. It's not like Dragon Ball Z when you had to learn new techniques, and Naruto when you had to learn new jutsus. Urza and Natsu always had their power, bro. But it's just what you basically would end up with One Punch Man, where it's like, oh, the villain showed up, bam, right? Natsu limited himself because remember he's part demon, part dragon, part human, right? So he's limiting himself. He always had the seed. That's number one. And then Urza gets the job done before the anime started, right? That's why she's like the most respected. Da, 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 da. But then you also look at her limitations in regards to she is only a master weapons master, right? She can't use like some crazy spell and da 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 da, right? But her durability is godly.
True.
You get what I'm saying? Because again, we saw in the end, motherfucker, she had one good arm, come move her neck, she can move none of that shit, and she destroyed a meteor. with One good arm, bro. No, that don't happen. You get what I'm saying? So the power of friendship works in regards to the fact that they should have already been killing their opponent in the first place. So Fairy Tail is my other one.
All right. I'm gonna go with. I got two. So first, I'm gonna go with Psychopaths. If you like good psychological thrillers, Psychopaths is one of my favorites. If you don't
Psychopaths.
know what it's about,
See, I
have
got
you watched that?
nope. I ain't watch
All right.
it. See, let me
It's a great one.
I'll look it up.
Psychopaths.
Look for
So takes place
Psychopaths.
in Japan. It's
Oh shit.
relatively futuristic, and they have essentially achieved a quote unquote perfect society with no crime. This is achieved by using the Psychopath system. It's a camera system that covers the entire nation, and essentially, with a single glance, it can evaluate your psychological state. And based on your state, it can tell how likely you are to commit a crime. So it's like, oh, once you're like above a certain threshold, cops are dispatched to the area. They're like, hey, what's happening,
The
bro?
fuck?
It's
What?
like there's like a green range where it's like, happy person going through their daily life. Yellow range is like maybe your life's hit a rough spot. It's like, okay. And then red, you're going to commit a crime. And based off of that, it affects what the cops can do to you. So if you're green and they pull their guns on you, the guns don't do anything. They're useless. If it's yellow, the gun will stun you. If it's red, you straight up get turned into a pile of meat on the ground.
The fuck? Hold on. See, I gotta put this on my list. Hold on,
Bro, put it
bro.
on your list. Yo, and it's
I gotta
and
put it on my list, bro.
and then, bro, you're like, oh shit, this is actually kind of cool. But then what ends up happening is there's people who are starting to be able to fool the
multiple
system,
seasons.
which is what like really starts the plot going. So it's like, oh, there's been a string of murders, and it's
Mhm.
like, what the hell? We had like in this area, no one's tipping off the scale. So now they have to start digging and investigating, and they find the main villain. Turns out this man has figured out how to completely bypass system while murdering someone in front of the camera. And the worst part about it is around the city, there's like, I guess you could call them helper bots. So it's like if you need directions, you can ask them. If you're having a medical emergency, they'll help you. So like, because they can detect your mental state, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like this woman, she's literally getting beaten to death with a hammer in front of one, and it's like, you are distressed. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain are you in? And I'm like, bro, she's being murdered. Do something. And the robot can't do anything. And it's, bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's a really good anime.
Oh, okay. I got see it.
Bro, it is
Okay.
so good.
I got to look that one
My
up.
brother put me on it, and I was like, oh,
And
shit.
it looks like it has multiple
Like
seasons too.
days
So
just
I got.
binging it.
Oh
It
shit.
is good.
Oh
It is so
shit.
good.
Okay.
And the second one,
That one's
everyone
new
knows.
for me.
Everyone knows My Hero Academy.
Okay.
Everyone loves superheroes. Everyone loves the plot, but you started with the main character. He has no powers. He's basic. He's an average, everyday human. He ends up getting one of the most powerful powers in existence, but a nice touch, he doesn't know how to use that shit. He's got to learn. He destroys his body in the initial first few seasons every time he uses it, and he has to learn how to control it and temper it. He's a good person. He's trying to do what's right. But actually, the one thing that I think I appreciate the most out of the anime, besides how like great the animation looks,
Mm-hmm.
is just because you have a power doesn't mean you can be a hero. So like there is like people like will look at DC and stuff. It's like, oh well, there's like Superman and there's the Flash. It's like no. Yeah, there's someone who's like Superman, but then there's some dude who his ability, like his mom's ability is she can pull small objects to herself. So a pencil, a phone, or a cup, and that's all she can do. She can't be a hero with that kind of power.
I mean, imagine you have like some keys.
Some like one dude, he could stretch his eyeballs out his head. That was
Yeah, that
so,
shit
like,
nasty. No, oh, but
it's nasty. It's not
but-
usual power.
But Pete though, he could look around corners. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But then there's people who get like good stuff like explosions or fire, or you run into like later on. I think what is it, season 3? You meet Lemilio.
Yeah.
You get people who have a quirk, or they call them powers or quirks, that initially you would think, oh, that's useless, but because of how creative he was, it's broken as shit.
You know what's the crazy part about his though? It's not only a bad quirk, it's a dangerous quirk. You know why?
You can kill yourself easily.
He can't when he goes through stuff
Oh,
with his.
he has the ability to phase through anything. Which
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's like, what's that girl? Kitty from
Kitty
X-Men?
from X-Men.
No, it is not like that. When he phases, he can't breathe and he can't see. And if he phases to,
And he can't hear either. Like imagine all your senses are gone.
no idea what's around him. But he got so good with his quirk that one, he took on Deku's whole class and trashed them. He will phase their wall, pop behind you, knock the shit out of you. and go
Butterball
back in.
naked.
He can't wear clothes either, which is hilarious. And like once again, it focuses on. It's kind of like with One Piece too. Your power is only as good as how creative you are with it.
Yeah.
You can keep it simple, like Luffy, rubber. It could have been simple. I just stretch and punch people. Or you think about what can I really do with rubber? He gets gear 2, gear 3, gear 4. You know. And like the creativity in My Hero is also what really pulls me into it.
But I mean, if I got Mr. Crab Eyes, bro, what kind of training can I do? Can I like do eye pull ups and shit? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I could do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might have some big ass eyes or some shit.
Actually,
maybe I'll pull some owl shit. And be like, yo, this guy went that way, and this guy went that way, and I'm just looking and shit. Like, I don't know.
There's the one dude that misuses his power, and it bugs me because he doesn't think about it. So the one dude who's on the in the whatever the hell they're called, the group of evil people, the chameleon dude.
Yeah.
It's like his powers, or not. No, I'm sorry. He's a gecko. His powers are gecko based. So he's got scaly skin. He's kind of strong.
Yeah.
No, but that's just from him working out, and he can like run on walls and shit, right? Because he's gecko skin. But people are like, well, he's basic, and I'm like, but he's not thinking about what geckos can do.
Yep.
So like the main thing I always think about is like, here's a fun little science fact. When geckos stick to something, it's not because of suction. On a molecular level, they have tiny little hairs on their feet that literally molecularly bond to whatever they grip.
Shit you learn.
So this man just needs to learn some close quarters combat, and he will dumpster you because you're not breaking that grip.
Nah, fuck that. You know who got an OP quirk and don't know how to use that shit? Ooh, the Raka. All right, Gravity, Miss what do you call
You
it?
gotta touch everything though. That's
No,
the downside.
fuck all that. My ass, right?
What would you do? All right, what would you do?
All right, I got you. I got you. I can get me one of those giant ass sledgehammers, bro. I'm talking about them big ass ones, right?
Hmm.
Make that motherfucker 0 pounds. Mind you, right? I'm in mid swing, right? Once I'm about to connect to you,
Turn it off.
turn it off, right? You just now got hit with about 3,000, 4,000 pounds of force. Tell me that's not crazy. I could throw shit at you. Boom. Remember what she did with the ball? With the little test they did? And it went infinite, right? Imagine she threw that shit sideways instead. It's still going at the same force because there's no gravity acting on it, right? Right before it hits the opponent, release, bam, and then they're gone, bro. They're gone. She is wasting her potential trying to be a support person. The amount of stuff I throw a card like this, bro. Whoosh, and it's gonna be spinning, but it ain't gonna it ain't gonna slow down in the end. Right when it gets it, and then you're just gone, bro. You're just gone. Like I don't understand how she limits herself like that, bro. God, I'm just saying, like, she's wasting.
Bro, she could technically throw cars at people if she really wanted to.
She could throw cars at
She's like,
people.
boop, yeah, and then boop, bam.
In the most recent episode, spoiler alert, she lifted a fucking jet, bro. A plane. She made a plane 0 gravity. Come the fuck on. Deku, oh, I punch things hard. Oh, I got 6 other quirks. That 6 other quirks don't mean shit when you got a giant ass hammer coming at you with zero gravity on it and you get bopped. Or you can make shit explode, hammer. Or you can freeze shit, hammer.
Electric Dude is slacking too. I don't like how he uses his quirk at all. One, first of all, he should be a god at close quarters combat since he's a walking taser. First of all,
Yep.
First of all, so he should be good at close quarters combat. Second of all, he likes to have little shooty discs that he can bounce his electricity off of. Nah, bro. What he needs is, you remember Iron Man 2 Whiplash?
Yeah.
That should be homie. Should be homie.
It's only because of the fact that he's still limited. He's still limited to how much.
He has to be careful with overloading himself. I'm aware of that, but like, I'm seriously, if you have just little whiplash shit, bro, you don't need to use that much volume. Zap. I don't have to get near you at all. Or if he really wants to, he can fire long range stuff.
True.
But he's like doing kind of basic shit. I'm like, bro, you got some homework to do. Think about it.
No, hold on. Before we get off, I just gotta address one thing. How the fuck did Mineta get into the course, bro?
With his sticky ball thing.
How the fuck is he in 1A?
At best, he's a support. At best.
How the fuck did he get into 1A, bro? And you saw 1B's quirks?
They're good. That's
How the fuck did they get 1B and he got 1A? There's 2 people I know, like, to me personally, that should not have been 1A. Mineta. I said 3 people. I'm gonna say 3.
Who? All right, who?
Manetta.
Okay.
Tail Man. Right?
He's just good at kung fu.
He's just good at kung fu, right? To tail fu. And then damn. Where'd you go? Fuck.
What's the power?
I forgot. See, now I got lapse in my head. It was Mineta, Tail Man. Oh, fucking let me speak to insects. That dude.
Oh, the little rock dude.
That's it. Not even. No, his shit's useful.
He's a support.
Captain Diabetes, bro. The nigga that gotta eat sugar.
Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush, whatever his name is. I know.
Sugar gets strong.
Captain Diabetes right there,
He literally
bro.
carries up packs of sugar so he can do shit.
Like, bro, you need to eat hella sugar to be strong, bro. What? I already got Midoriya in here for Super Strength. Fuck I need you for? I got a girl next door who got the big hands that knows Kung Fu, right? What I need you for? Making me some cake?
Bro, that's it's such a funny ability though. Like, like when they were in the field, he literally was just like, hold on.
This man opened up a pack of sugar. A pack of sugar, bro.
Sticks. He walks around with pixie sticks so he can down them and use them in combat, bro.
This man said, and then he got veins coming out of his neck, bro. That's not veins. That's diabetes rushing through your blood, bro.
He's gonna have a career up until 30 and then die
Like
of diabetes.
that shit's wild, dog. Like he
Oh
shouldn't
my
have
god.
made it. I don't give a shit what nobody
Oh
says.
my god, bro. It's
Right?
so funny.
Sue's a frog, but we saw her mind. She's one of
She's
the
smart.
best heroes. She's one of the
Bro,
best heroes.
she has chameleon powers.
She could throw up her stomach. Like that shit wild.
Tongue power, she can walk on walls. One, if she actually, real talk, if she kicks you, she's gonna send you flying. She's a frog, so she has mad
she
legs.
can. But
So like,
I
she
don't
could.
know, bro. You got bounce. You got tail man, purple man with balls, and then Captain Diabetes, bro. I don't know how they got into 1A, fam. You got a dude in 1B whose literal quirk is I can copy all your quirks.
Bro, that's crazy.
How the fuck is he 1B? That's besides the point. All right, I'm just that was a rant. I'm just sorry. I'm going to rant.
Also, the fact that the powers have drawbacks is a nice touch too.
Diabetes, bro. Like,
No, I mean in general. Most of the time when you have like a superhero series, no one has drawbacks to their powers. They just use them all the time, and it's like, all right, whatever.
except Todoroki, he lived in Chico. Which was his whole purpose, though. Remember what his
Yeah,
dad
but
and stuff was saying?
his family's fucked up though.
Yeah, but
Like,
you
Jesus
see
Christ.
why the fuck it happened. Imagine
I
being
know,
as
but
strong as
damn,
your dad without his limitations. Right, that little pulse burn he does, he can cool himself down. I'm gonna hit you with the iceberg that sank the Titanic. I'm gonna keep myself back up now.
Also, Bakugo shouldn't be able to be a hero. Real talk, he should be. His attack should be just killing people every time he hits them. Explosions, bro.
True.
And like he's gotten a lot stronger too.
But we seen so with the anime itself, it's been inconsistent. Like Bakugo burnt the shit out of Midoriya's arm. Remember that from the first episode?
Yeah.
He burnt the living shit out of it. That shit was gone. No. But at the same time, you've seen him blow somebody up in their face and their face not hurt.
Yeah.
So it's just inconsistent.
His quirk is legit really dangerous.
It's probably one of the most dangerous. Like, no bullshit. But that's the sense of it. But yeah, guys, that is our gateway to anime. Right? Our suggestions. I definitely have to watch, what was it? Psycho Pass. I definitely have to watch Psycho Pass.
You're going to love that shit.
I'm probably going to watch it after this, honestly. But we appreciate y'all for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to check us again. Check us again Tuesday at 8 o'clock for our general talks, anime, life, mentalities, everything, right? Everything. If you got any suggestions, just let us know. My DM's are always open. And then also, tune in on Thursdays for NBA talks. All right. So we can get more input on those. Going to be doing top 10s of all time and top 10s in the NBA players, of course. And of course, add context to the story. So yeah, we appreciate y'all for coming through. Jared, any last words?
What haven't I said yet? Rest in peace. Voice actor for Muriel from Cars the Cowardly Dog. I forget her name. She was an OG. That was a GOAT show. It's sad to see her go.
That is true. Damn, that is true. Oh my god.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh man, that sucks.
That does suck, bro. But yeah, R.I.P. Muriel. You know, she no, definitely not Hunter Hunter. Definitely not Hunter Hunter. I like Hunter Hunter. It's overhyped for me, honestly. It's overhyped, but that's another time. All right, we out. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
Peace.